Yes, people, it's your boy KatmanduSounds, and this is 21 Questions with Revealed. So the name is actually the city that I was born in. If you didn't know, it's actually the capital city of Nepal. So I was born in Nepal, and I thought, you know what better way to pay homage than, call myself, Kathmandu, the city that I was born in. And the reason why I even thought that as well, there was a producer, he's still about, his name is Bangladesh, right? He produced A Milli for Lil Wayne. And when I saw his name, I was like, Bangladesh? Like, yo, are you calling yourself Bangladesh, bro? He's not even from Bangladesh, yeah, that makes it even more funny. But he said like, yeah, the name just, it's just like foreign, it just pops out. So I thought, you know what? I'm actually from Kathmandu. I was born there. Yeah, man, that's my name. I was basically a fan of grime, and I wanted to get on Logan Sama, like, to impress myself, my friends, and yeah, like I just stuck to it, started making beats, found FL Studio, yeah, man, it was more like an addiction, like a video game addiction. Over time, I started networking with people. Before you know it, you're in the studios, you're doing the YouTube, and you're just building momentum, start making a living. So I'd say 2016 was the year I kind of like went serious with music, That's when I finished university as well. So I was like, yeah, it's time to do music. And yeah, since then I haven't really looked back. As a producer, I'm sure a lot of producers can, even artists, can relate where, you might have been working with an artist for time, and then, you got this catalog with them, the labels love it, and then last minute, they jump ship. But to be fair, they should, like, you shouldn't be entitled to certain things, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But, when you first experience things like that, you're like, oh shit, you feel like you're getting left behind, but really that's just a sense of entitlement as well, and it'll just make you go harder. So I say it's a challenge, but had you not been left behind, you'd take things for granted more, be a bit more entitled and probably less hungry. My first ever single was actually signed to Sony Music. It was called Sturdy, and that was like early 2022. This was when the Sturdy movement was bubbling, and my manager, his boys started something called Sturdy Off. I was doing, sturdy music as well, so it just made sense for them to, get someone within the network to provide them with the sound for the adverts. We've done 2 Nike adverts. So yeah, man, big shout out to Sturdy Off. All producers, I'd say they should learn to use their gut feeling, That's, not just producers, I say any human being, but when you're making a beat, the more you think about it sometimes, the more it can go left, regardless of your skill set or whatever. Like, if it feels right, go with it. Learn how to use FL Studio. It's not necessary, but I'm sure you can make it work elsewhere, but FL Studio, just for streamline, workflow purposes, FL Studio just makes it easy. I'm learning how to record as well. It's not necessary, but if you're trying to make hit records with other artists, having that skill set is gonna make things easier for you, rather than relying on someone else or relying on it to get mixed. And do you know what I mean? All producers should know how to brand themselves. Once you learn how to brand yourself, you got a lot more leverage. You can just sell yourself more, whether it be to other artists, producers, A&Rs. The music's got to be good, but that's subjective, so yeah. I'd say avoid doing it for the money. It's the beginning, and if you're thinking about the money and that's your only, fuel, you're only gonna go so far. Because when you're just focused on the music, your heart's connected to it as well. If it's resonating, guaranteed when someone else listens to that piece of music, it's gonna resonate with them. But if you're just thinking about the money and making it, the probability of that resonance happening is very slim. I say one of like the main guys is probably Timberland. If you see his interviews, you know, he'll show you how he just used God knows what and turned it into, you know what I mean? So, and in the UK, I'd say in the grime days, Wiley, Maniac, Da Vinci, you know, and you know, the new drill age, Gotcha, Ghosty, 808 Mellow. In terms of artists, back in the day, you know, Kanye West, you know, he's an artist as well. Kanye West was definitely a big influence. Just Blaze as well. He's a producer, but you know, the sample, basically sampling is what influences me. TR5 clipper, I use that in my master, like right at the end, just to beef it up, you know, if you want that thump. Another one, probably any FL Studio, like virtual synth. There was a time in my life where I had no plugins because my computer crashed, and for the next 2 years, I just use FL Studio stock sounds. Say the FabFilter Pro L2. Again, this is another mastering plugin, and FabFilter Pro EQ. Them three, yeah, the quality is there, like, yeah, man. I just go on Insta, TikTok, Shorts, wherever, you know, mindlessly just scroll. If I like something, yeah, I use that as inspiration. Sometimes I just sample myself as well, you know, I just put on a metronome and just, you know, do the madness. If I like a song and I like the chord progression, I literally try and study that song and play the chord progression and just get into that state of flow. That's the main thing really. So it's not really, do I start with the drums or melodies first? It's just whatever gets me into it. Saying that though, I think majority of the time, the drums are always there because drums are the genre, you know? 90% of the time, they define the genre. The 2 tunes that I produced for SL, so I'm gonna class that as 1 track, even though there's 2 tunes there. Another song is by one of my guys, Javon. We done a song called Again. It's like a lo-fi kind of vibe, lo-fi hip hop. It features Young Philly as well. Yeah, I just like that because it's a style of music, especially the beat, that I don't make that often, but on a normal day, I listen to that kind of stuff, you know, just chilled lo-fi. And there's a song called Sturdy. It was my first ever single. When I made that beat, I knew, like, I just knew it was gonna go somewhere. Like, you know, when you're, like I say, your gut feeling just speaks to you. Like, so yeah, man, Different Dude, Who Knows, Again, and Sturdy. Consistently upload, honestly. Obviously make sure the content's engaging or find a niche of an audience. Keep at it, do you know what I mean? Some days you might not get the views, but this is a long game, right? I feel like the collaboration, it doesn't have to be within the technical aspect. Like, you always need collaboration, right? But it could be the actual inspiration behind you wanting to, you know, work. So I have to have collab. Like, it could just be my friend, he's in the studio and we're talking and I'm making a beat, but I'm just listening to him. To me, that's a collab. Yes, on the business side of things, it might not be as much, but you know, anything that influences me, you know, I'm collabing with the energies, right? I prefer working with the artists if they're good, and you know, if they don't come in like on some diva shit, right? Yeah, man, I prefer working with the artists. If I'm making, like, let's say beats for my YouTube where people know me for a certain sound, a certain genre, then the drums are more or less already there. But if I'm just zoning out, making an R&B song or just something different, I usually start with the melodies first. I'd say, you know what, don't chase the placement. Go on YouTube and drop your beats there and the placements will come to you. People say it's saturated, but if you've got something unique to offer, you know, people will find you. Certain milestones, for example, on TikTok, I achieved like 1.4 billion views on TikTok with my beats. But I'd say the main thing is being able to just make music without having to conform too much, you know. I just listen to music, to be honest. Yeah, man. Listen to, like, go back to the reason why you wanted to do this in the first place, you know, like put on the playlists or, you know, check out the new whoever you listen to, you know. So yeah, just listen to music. There's different eras, so I'll definitely say Timbaland in the 2000s, Kanye West as well, probably Wiley. Younger producers, I'll recommend that if you can, you know, get yourself started, definitely have your own studio just to have that flexibility of just making songs rather than beats, you know. It could be a bedroom, like if you can bring people over to your bedroom and make songs and disturb your family at night, then yeah, do it. But you know, when you have a studio, it's just more practical. So go with your gut feeling. It's cliche, I know, but you just can't beat it. Sometimes you might be wrong, but at least you learn from that as well, right? But the majority of the time, you know, to be fair, my gut feeling's always been right, but I don't want to jinx it. So, you know, I say go with your gut feeling, definitely.